Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the counselor's office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. We're jumping right into it. And I want to say right now, before we get into the thing, I have no connection to anything or anyone in Bungie. I want to make that very clear. I have no attachments, no friendships, no contacts, nothing. I'm just a plain Jane normal dude on the internet. But I do want to say that I have empathy for anyone in the job sphere who gets the brunt of the failure of leadership. As someone who worked in Walmart for almost 10 years, retail is probably the most replaceable job position because you have to worry about being replaced by robots or machines or just someone else who would do the job for more for less. Very replaceable position. And you always lived in fear. And there was times where they would cut your hours to try to force you to quit. That happened plenty in my world with people who were there for years, who could get the schedule they needed and wanted for their life. And then their hours were cut to force them to leave. That's called scummy management. And here we are with Bungie. Granted, I am always grilling Bungie. And sometimes it's the development team. Sometimes it's the armor team. Sometimes the economy team. But overall, I always lead in points. And if I don't, I need to do more. That it is the leadership that greenslight all these decisions, including the financial issues that I point out about the game. That is all chosen by head honchos. So what are we getting into? Some of you have already heard, some of you haven't. I'm going to give you my take. Sony, this was Bloomberg. I don't usually look up, I did a couple of research, by the way. I looked up different things, and I looked up some tweets, and I had to see it all in one balloon. I just got off work, by the way. I'm still wearing my whatever. It's not my school shirt, so don't worry about it. Sony's Bungie game unit cut staff following delayed titles. By Jason Schreier. He's supposed to be a big journalist. Bungie, the Sony-owned game studio behind Destiny 2, let go an undisclosed number of staffers according to people of knowledge on the matter. So this was not meant to be released to the public, at least not this time. It was not to be released. This is something that has been leaked. And I imagine why. In an email to employees seen by Bloomberg, Bungie Chief Executive Officer, CEO, essentially, Pete Parsons said staffers would be hearing some news today. Oh, news. Oh, is that good news? No, this isn't. I'm going to be honest. I'm very critical of Bungie, but even I'm not happy because this is bad for everyone. I don't see this being a good thing for anyone at all. Whether you like Destiny or you like the people that work at Destiny, or Bungie, it doesn't matter. In an email, blah, 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 hearing some news, and there would be a team meeting later in the day to discuss today's events. The company didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. I wonder why. Bungie recently delayed an upcoming Destiny 2 expansion to final shape until June from February, pushing it out of Sony's Group Corp's current fiscal year, said the people who asked not to be identified because they weren't authorized to. Oh, so there we are. That is bad. That is actually bad. We've had delays on and like say Witch Queen was delayed and it came out a banger. But the problem is that it's June. That is the summer. We've never had it that long. 6 to 7 months till the next expansion is wild. That is a very long time without content. Like right now, seasons absolutely suck because there is no content. And guess what? What's coming next season? A new dungeon. A paid dungeon. Not free raid. Paid dungeon. You have to pay for it. If you don't pay for it, then you're actually getting nothing more for 6 to 7 months. That's bad. What's even worse is that it makes it sound like that they were going to delay all this, and that's why they're being hit with these cutoffs. But I'll continue. Sony, which purchased money in early 2022 for 3.6 billion, has been cutting staff across its PlayStation division this year, in part due to delays. The unit lost several key producers this year, and PlayStation boss Jim Ryan said last month he'll be retiring in March. I wonder why. Thousands of video game coworkers have been let go in 2023, as so far, companies looking to cut costs even after a year of full of hits. Last month, Epic Game cut around 900 staff. And a lot of this has to do with them hiring more during COVID because games were booming. But the key word is here, in part due to delays. I imagine that Bungie made expectations with PlayStation, and then Bungie's like, well, half our team is on Marathon, the people that did Forsaken, these bangers. Yeah, we don't have enough people to actually finish this, so we're going to have to delay it. And PlayStation's like, you what? You're selling this to people as this is the big end of your thing? This is supposed to be the money driver, and you're telling us you're going to delay it? No, you're cutting people. You're cutting people. So, yes, it is a big deal that we'll get to why it's a big deal later down the pipe in this video. But the big thing you have to understand is someone dropped the ball and people are getting cut. Now, I know there are 2 CMs. There's some multiple, like, people who've worked for like 20 plus years have been let off. I don't have it up for you guys. I just know I saw some tweets, and I've actually got some key tweets. Let's go to the first one here. DMG, a formal CM. By the way, one of the CMs was Hippie. And if you're going to ask me, why do I think her, of all people, were the ones cut? Because people loved her. I think it's because she was very vocal when it comes to supporting LGBTQ. And you think that's a good thing? That she's advocating and supporting things? And you think, oh, well, Bungie loves that. They don't. Or at least it doesn't. Most companies don't, because it's bad PR. Because there's always going to be the opposition that doesn't like it, and that's more drama than most gaming companies want, right? They usually, like, let's take, for instance, the Latinx thing. Yeah, that wasn't good PR for them. Not at all. And so, it is, and we've also saw that a former employee is suing Bungie for being terminated because they were trying to stick up and report racial discrimination in the company. So it's no surprise that they got rid of her because she's very vocal for stuff like that. I don't know. That, or they're trying to find a replacement for DMG, and that they found their candidates and they're just getting off the rest of the people they need. I don't know. Very weird. You can put your tinfoil hats like me on why you thought she got fired out of all the people, but there's that. But DMG, the former individual who is in the hot seat with Cosmo. I mean, even I know him because, you know, TWABs, right? The OGs. Getting texts from friends impacted by layoffs this morning. It is frustrating, infuriating even, to continue seeing people who strap in to do good work losing their financial security due to poor management. Here's the key word. The continued echoes of poor decisions made that feel avoidable. In a few cases, knowing how much effort these folk put in during their incredible difficult development and sentiment times put a sour taste in the mouth. Proactive, reactive work, always at the end of the funnel, and having to make do with what they had. And now, let go. To those impacted today, please feel free. And he goes on about LinkedIn. Here, that's the big thing, and it's something I learned in the retail world. And this is something that happens also in the game world, apparently. The higher ups get in trouble. They get slapped on the hand. I'm even in the school system right now. Like, my district is in hot water for some decisions they made, and guess who's getting punished? Is it the big boys up top? No, it's the people who are making the things work. The people who are working that are punished. And in this case, as DMG has pointed out, it's poor management. Things that could have been avoided, but because someone decided, oh, we're going to make the worst possible decisions, but we're not going to take responsibility for it. Not at all. I hate how on the surface Bungie tries to paint themselves as caring, inclusive company, while in reality, they're one of the worst for how they treat their employees, customers, and communities. Yeah, they're disrespectful. I mean, they don't care about race. They don't care about that. It's just they're tokens, right? Literally, they use race and whatever beliefs you have as tokens. They don't care. They don't care about their own company. They don't care about their own employees. And that I can empathize, because the fear, and the people that are still there, they have to live with that fear, knowing that at any moment they could lose their job. There are people who lost their job for 20 years. And it's not like these are people that did a bad job. Like, hey, these are all the people that they lost their job because they're really bad at it. No, they lost their job because someone up top screwed up. And what is better? What is the icing on the cake to show how brain dead the head honchos, the leadership of Bungie, than the top dog himself, Pete Parsons, my boy? Thank you for showing all the brain dead Bungie ball fundlers that this is the people, this is the people that they worship and praise, that Bungie can do no wrong, when you have people like him in charge that make you go, wow. Let's read it together, shall we? Today is a sad day at Bungie as we say goodbye to colleagues who've all made a significant impact on our studio. What these exceptional individuals have contributed to our game and Bungie culture has been enormous and will continue to be part of Bungie long into the future. These are truly talented people. If you have openings, I would highly recommend each and every one of them. How brain dead, how bold and brain dead you have to be, both brain dead and bold. How brain dead do you have to be? I just... Whoops. Hey, guys, we have to fire these guys. There's nothing wrong with them. They do a great job. But we're firing them, so you should hire them. The CEO makes a comment. Literally, bro, you did it. You literally fired them. You are the CEO. This happened under your dime. It's not like, man, wow. I really wish these guys weren't fired. Man, I wish my boss didn't fire them. Oh, wait, I am the boss. Oh, I make these decisions. Oh, that's right. Oh, what's that, Big Daddy PlayStation? We're delaying because our screw up. We'll fire the people who are actually doing their job. Screw that I get penalized and punished. Oh, we need to save some money. Oh, I could take a pay cut, and so could the rest of the lead, Bungie team leads. Oh, wait, no. I love my money. Fire them. But hey, I will tell you on Twitter, you should hire them. I joke and make fun of Joe Blackburn as the director, because the man literally struggled to fight an Overload raid champion. That's right. He was the raid boss, the Overload champ. You should have seen it. Crazy. I give him crap for that and other things. But this is the man. This is the dude who makes calls, who makes final decisions, who greenlits things. He's the CEO. I love that he says F racism and social injustice, and yet you let the posts on your social media about Latin X. Everything about him seems like a contradiction, and I'm not out for blood, though I have zero respect for any Bungie lead for how the game has been and how the game is going. Yes, Lightfall was probably the biggest success we've had on an expansion, and I say success because people bought into it expecting it to be good, and by the time they realized it was trash, they couldn't refund it. So I imagine numbers are probably going to be lower. Maybe they'll be high for the final shape if it ever comes out. Who knows? Right now, we should all be very concerned because I don't have it, but I know it was stated that they promised us that merging with PlayStation or being bought by PlayStation would not lead to layoffs. That was a lie. And who knows what else under the hood is going on that we don't know about. Especially when we have dudes like this who literally cannot read the room. He literally has the room, kicked people out of it, and is not reading it. Like, oh man, I wish they were here. I remember yesterday, Hippie, she was doing so well. She was a great gal. Man, whatever happened to that girl? I'm sorry. I'm laughing not at that she lost her job. That is more of like a nervous tick. I'm just laughing at the stupidity of that. What this is. Okay. Again, I have empathy because I'm finally in a position where that's not the case for me. Like, no one could really replace a school counselor. That's not like something like, oh, a robot can do that. No, it can't. I like to see a robot show empathy. So I would be like, I understand. I get the fear of this. And everyone there in Bungie now, the everyday workers, the people who actually try and do their best, who want to make a great community or a great game, now they have to live in a state of fear that you have douche canoe over here, Pete. You don't know if he's got the axe in his hand ready to just slash down and cut you off. You have to live in fear. And these are people's friends. Like when I have a family, if it feels like a work family, and I imagine these people who work 20 years. I imagine some of these might even be from Halo. Who knows? I don't know their backstory. Who knows? And then they're being axed. They're just kicked out because someone didn't do their job. Someone didn't hold responsibilities to do what PlayStation wanted them to do. Oh, we're going to buy you. This is our expectations. Oh, we're going to deliver. Sorry, we can't deliver. Yes, fire those guys. When I talk about the greed of Bungie, I'm not talking about the day-to-day people who are just trying to do their job. I'm talking about people like this guy. This is where the greed comes from. Right there. You want to see a face when I grill Bungie and I make fun of it and I attack it and I criticize it? This is the face right here. This is the face of the people that I am attacking, that I am criticizing, that I am funneling down for bad choices. Granted, is he responsible for every little thing that happens in the game? No. But does he have control and interaction? Can he have an opinion on it? Does this guy even play Destiny? Like, does he? At least you can say Joe at least tries, right? We can make a joke about how he plays, but at least he tries. This guy, does he even do anything? Does he? Does he? I mean, he has a PSN and Steam. Bungie Parsons. You know how generic that is? That is literally one of the generic PlayStation play character names that they do in test. You ever seen BNG Joe? Did it BNG whatever random names? That is literally the generic testing name that you see in their streams. He didn't even bother come up with anything clever. This is a guy that's like, oh, I better sound like I'm inclusive and I'm part of the gaming community. Give me a random thing. BNG Parsons. Woo. Wow, that was really creative. That was snazzy. It's baffling. But here it is. This is the part that really hurts. Now we know that PlayStation has control of Bungie in the fact that they can lay off whoever they want. They can not only lay off who they want, who knows, they can even delay the game. Like, for all we know, the final shape just may never come out. Now, I don't think that would be smart of them. They would lose money unless they want to go all in on Marathon, which only confirms people's suspicions that Bungie is struggling to get content ready and prepared because they're splitting their teams. Instead of focusing on one and moving on to the other, I have little faith that the final shape is going to be good or at a good maximum. Like, I talked about how it needs to be Forsaken level. I know it's not going to be that. In fact, I'm even concerned that it's even going to be Witch Queen level. I'm terrified it's not even going to be Witch Queen level. This is bad. Not only, and here's the thing. Companies, like not companies, but studios have been dissolved or completely wiped out for less. And people, oh, that'll never happen. I'm sure all the different studios that were dissolved or brought in and merged into other studios thought the same thing. I'm sure they thought absolutely the same thing. And then they're gone forever. So it would not surprise me if that happens. And that just tells you we all need to live in fear that we may not have any more Destiny. It could be shut down. It could be bye-bye. Because if Bungie has been purchased by PlayStation and they have already disappointed Big Daddy PlayStation, that's not good. That's not good if PlayStation's making them cut because they are failing to meet their goals and expectations. That is not good for anyone. If PlayStation sees Bungie as a waste or a money loss, they're just going to cut, dissolve the company, and move on. Now, I know Xbox cut Bungie loose and let them be free with Destiny in hand, but I don't think PlayStation will be nice enough to do that. I don't think, as much as I like PlayStation and they have some great games, you got to remember there's two different kind of cultures and where they come from. Like PlayStation isn't American owned. It's across the seas, right? Different thought process, different way of interacting things. Granted, do they have people that work in America? Yes. But it's a whole different vibe. Microsoft, a lot more chill. I think there was a relationship there. You know, you made Halo. You did a great thing. You made us a crap ton of money. We'll let you go. PlayStation, hey, it's your turn to make us some money. What's that? You're not going to make us money? Well, that doesn't look good. And that's my thoughts. I know this is a lot longer because I just kind of want to make fun of the leadership and kind of point to everyone who's like, oh, you're just hypercritical. I think we need to all be hypercritical to the right people. Especially brain dead people. Like, you can just, I'm sure your kind words will pay their bills. Pete, you laid them off. This is very tone deaf. All I'm saying, you and your fellow higher ups did this. Look. There you go. If you ever want to know what higher ups feel when they post stuff like that, that's it. Oh man, I'm really going to miss you. It was either this or the money. Oh my God. Yep. And there you have it. Today is sad. You're the one that pulled the trigger. What? I'm so sorry, but I can't buy this. You let go of wonderful people. Beware of Ordilla. You're creating patterns. This will never get old. This was because of management. This line is management. Beware of overdelivery. You're creating patterns. If this doesn't, this is the statement for Bungie team management right there. And that is why I am hypercritical. This is why I voice my opinions. And there's always those people that fondle the balls of Bungie. You can do no wrong. What about now? How many people that you like in the Bungie world get fired until you realize, oh, maybe I should be critical too. Maybe we should say something. Maybe we should stop playing the game. Granted, that only hurts the day-to-day people. So it's like a lose-lose, right? You stop playing the game, you stop buying stuff. Guess what? More people get fired. You think the CEOs are going to get fired? I don't know, unless there's enough community pushback. But I doubt it. You'd have to. I don't have the answer. I am not one to lead the charge. But I do think we shouldn't just ignore it and act like we shouldn't say anything. We should definitely say something. We should definitely use our voice and let them hear it. Granted, will it do anything? I don't know. The cynic in me wants to say no. Especially after this. Especially after that, the cynic in me thinks nothing is going to change. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. I've never felt less. I've never felt more upset about a game than Destiny, because I really care about it. I've been around since Halo, and I played Destiny 1, and now Destiny 2. And as someone who, like I said, I can feel the fear and pain of people. Even though I criticize Bungie, man, they're still human beings. And when I will always be an advocate against crappy higher ups. Like, Walmart had the worst higher ups in the company, and all it was about money. If you ever think that these retail actually care about you or the employees, they don't. You're just another number. That's all it is. You're just another number. And in Bungie's world, these people are just another number too. As long as they keep the money in their pockets, you're the first to go. So, I don't know. It's very disheartening. I have little faith for Bungie, not because of the people that love to do their job and working hard, but because of the people who are in charge. That's why I have zero faith in Bungie, and why I'm really kind of like final shape, and I'm out, man. I'm out. This company is going down in a ball of flames. How many people are you going to fire before the people out there just hate their job or don't like it either? Like, I hated working at Bungie. I got out as soon as possible. And I imagine people at Bungie are going to want to do that now too, because this is crap. These people are a joke. You're a joke, Pete. I hope you step on a Lego. Mr. Gaming Counselor out.